Today, I'll tell you about 7 vitamins that are strongly not recommended if you have leg cramps and pain. These vitamins can disrupt magnesium and potassium absorption, affect the nervous system, and even trigger cramps. And at the end, a bonus: how to replace harmful supplements and which tests you should take first. So watch till the end and subscribe. There are many simple insights ahead that can truly improve your health. The first vitamin we'll talk about is vitamin D. It's often seen as helpful, but if taken incorrectly, it can seriously harm your legs. If vitamin D builds up in the body, it increases calcium levels in the blood, and that can cause muscle spasms, cramps, and constant tension. This often happens when people take it just in case, without tests or real need, and instead of helping, it only worsens their condition. If your legs feel heavy, or you wake up from night cramps, the reason might be excess vitamin D. At the same time, vitamin D does play an important role. It helps absorb calcium and keeps bones strong. But balance is everything. Too little is bad, but too much can be even worse. To know whether you need vitamin D, ask your doctor for a test called 25-OHD. And if the result is normal, no pills or drops are needed. Better to check once than to regret later. The second vitamin that requires attention is calcium, especially in supplement form. Though considered good for bones, it can sometimes do more harm than good. When calcium is taken without magnesium or vitamin K2, it may not reach the bones and instead settle in soft tissues and joints. This can lead to stiffness in the legs, reduced flexibility, joint pain, and even cramps. Often people don't connect these symptoms with calcium, but unnecessary supplementation can be the root cause. If there's too much calcium and too little magnesium, muscles can't relax and remain constantly tense. It's better to get calcium from food, like leafy greens, sesame, hard cheese, or natural yogurt. Calcium supplements should only be taken after a test and doctor's advice. Even this familiar nutrient can provoke cramps if misused. The third vitamin to be cautious with is B6. When taken in high doses, for example through multiple supplements, it can become toxic to the nerves. You may start feeling tingling, burning, or weakness in the legs. In some cases, it causes numbness and night cramps, especially when blood circulation is already weak. The greatest danger is when people take several supplements at once and don't realize how much B6 they are getting. Older adults need very little. You can get enough from liver, buckwheat, bananas, or potatoes. If you feel like you're lacking it, don't guess. Just take a blood test. Then, and only then, decide together with your doctor whether you need a supplement. The fourth vitamin on our list is vitamin E. At first glance, it seems harmless, but too much of it can disrupt muscle function. When vitamin E is taken in high doses, it slows down blood clotting and can lead to muscle fatigue and weakness in the legs. In older people, this can increase the risk of bruising and interfere with oxygen delivery to the muscles. Over time, you may notice trembling, twitching, or decreased coordination and think it's just age-related. But sometimes the problem lies in a supplement, not in age. The body needs very little vitamin E, and it's easy to get from food. Sunflower oil, seeds, nuts, and spinach. That's usually enough. Supplements are only needed if your doctor specifically recommends them. The fifth vitamin, and one that deserves special attention, is vitamin A. In high doses, vitamin A is toxic. It can cause dizziness, irritability, bone pain, and most importantly, affect the legs. It interferes with the function of muscles and nerves, leading to spasms and a feeling of unsteadiness. Often people don't connect this with vitamin A because it's added to many multivitamins for vision and skin. But too much, especially in capsule form, can slowly poison the body. Instead of supplements, it's better to get it from foods like carrots, pumpkin, and eggs. The body absorbs only what it needs. The sixth place in our list goes to folic acid. This vitamin is often recommended to everyone, both young and elderly, but in some cases it can actually worsen the condition of your legs. At first glance, folic acid seems harmless, but its excess can hide a deficiency of another crucial vitamin B12. If the body lacks B12 and a person takes folic acid, the symptoms become blurred and the true cause remains undetected. As a result, people may experience tingling in the legs, numbness, or a loss of sensitivity and think it's just aging. This risk is especially high in older adults, since B12 absorption gets worse with age. It's safer to get folic acid from natural food, fresh greens, buckwheat, beets, and legumes. That's more than enough. In food, folic acid is absorbed gradually, and your body takes only what it needs, without risk. If you're unsure, get tested for vitamin B12 before taking any folic acid. Only then decide, and only together with your doctor. The seventh and final item in our list is iron. This is one of those cases where people believe the more, the better. But with iron, that approach can seriously harm your legs. When too much iron accumulates in the body, it creates oxidative stress, a slow inflammation that damages tissues and blood vessels. This doesn't happen overnight, but gradually, over time, it can weaken the legs and affect blood circulation. Iron also interferes with the absorption of magnesium and zinc, and these elements are essential for preventing cramps. So even if your diet seems fine, you may feel heaviness, frequent spasms, or nighttime cramps and not suspect that iron is to blame. The worst mistake is to take iron supplements because of fatigue, without doing any tests. This only makes things worse. Iron overload is toxic. It mainly affects the liver, kidneys, heart, and of course, the muscles and nerves. The problem is that iron builds up slowly, and by the time symptoms appear, the damage is already serious. To avoid this, just take 2 tests, ferritin and hemoglobin. It's simple, fast, and shows the full picture. And if the results are normal, don't take anything. Let food and calm do the rest. And now, the promised bonus. What to do instead of taking dangerous supplements? Start with food. That's the safest and most effective step you can take today. Add spinach, bananas, almonds, beans, seeds, avocado, and eggs to your meals. These foods help muscles stay relaxed and cramp-free. They naturally provide magnesium, potassium, and B-group vitamins, exactly what your legs need. And most importantly, don't take any supplements without blood tests. Even something healthy can block your body from recovering. If this was helpful, please like, subscribe, and tell us where you're from and how old you are. More useful and simple health content is on the way.